All right, so we've got a new update today. This video is going to come out a little bit later than I wanted it to because I've been messing around with way too much stuff, trying to figure things out. Stuff that's probably not super necessary. Stuff with the new Pascal mech, stuff with the flamethrower, just all kinds of stuff. And then doing all the math for this new event to try and get this video out. Took me a lot longer than I want. We're like almost 4 hours into the stream right now, and yeah, so we've been messing around a lot, but I wanted to have at least some kind of basis for this video to not make it too long. It's still probably going to be long because there are a bunch of things I want to touch on, but I'm going to try and make it quick. At the end of this, we're going to do some pulls for Lorna. I don't think I'm pulling for her mech. We'll look at that stuff before we pull, but I will be pulling for Lorna. But we're just going to kind of go through some of the most of the new stuff, and then we're going to quickly touch on some of the older events. There was some weird stuff with one of the other events that is kind of rectified now. But yeah, we'll start with that. We'll start with jumping into the Neo Artemis program event. So for those of you who aren't blind from the flashbang every time you load that, if you were paying attention, the timer was essentially going to run down before we got to this last ticket, and I wasn't sure if it was something I did. I didn't think I missed the day or anything, but yeah, it turns out that they basically reset the timer. It came back around for whatever reason. I don't know if they just didn't put enough time on it to begin with or what, but make sure you go in here, get flashbanged real quick. Grab your last reward. As soon as you get this last ticket here, you'll get all of these and they'll go into your your mailbox to claim. So looks like we'll have no issues with this and we'll be able to get everything pretty easily. I feel like there was we'll touch on the Echoes from Beyond. Now we've had this I think since launch, and there were some things I was wondering. The one thing was shop items reset after each crossover event. So the main point of contention, if you want to call it that, was I wasn't sure if the lead up to the Nvidia thing was considered an event and that it was going to reset before we got this or as we got this, but it looks like it did not. So everything I purchased is still here and sold out. So I assume this shop isn't going to reset until this event ends, which I assume is going to end when this one starts, right? So this shop will reset once that new event starts, is what I'm assuming right now. So feel free to spend your stuff here. Make sure you obviously have 1,000 to unlock this. This is a one-time thing. It's 1,000 to, what do they call it, charge? And then another thing we weren't sure of was whether we were going to get just a single mech, or if this was like a placeholder that was showing that we were going to get all of the mech. It is only the torso, so you're only getting the torso, and then you're getting 5 of each ticket, which is still nice. So make sure you spend your 1,000 on that. And then yeah, again, you can buy out everything here, and by the time we get to that next event, we should have plenty. I'm gonna wait until, like, I don't know, the day before or something, and then spend most of this on other random, the unlimited stuff here. Probably the money. I don't think I care about the XP too much, but yeah, just make sure you're grabbing that. And I think that's kind of it on touching on past stuff for now. Everything else is pretty much the same. So now we'll jump into the new event here. So this is where I spent most of my time today, trying to do the math and stuff on this. So if you are here for the Blazer, what is that? That's the name, right? Blazer, the Blazer event, it's very similar, except this, I think the Blazer was only clearance op stuff, right? I don't remember. But if not, either way, the Frontier Trials and the Elite Battles are part of this now. So doing Elite Battles, Clearance Op, and Frontier Trials are all going to get you this currency, these graphics cards or whatever you want to call them. I think they call them crystal neurons or graphics cards. I'm going to refer to them as graphics cards because that's what they are. But yeah, doing any of these events, doing any of the elite battle stages, clearance op stages, or the frontier trial stages are going to get you those graphics cards to then purchase stuff in here. Now, numbers are, what's the word I'm looking for here? Are inflated here. So compared to the Blazer event, the numbers are going to seem a lot higher. I'm going to have a little infographic I'm going to pop up here in a sec, but it's something like 116,000 graphics cards we need to unlock everything, compared to a lot less for the Blazer event, but we are gaining more in other places as well. So I'm going to kind of break things down here into what I consider the important things, cosmetic things, and then the leftover. The leftover is just going to end up being the Milkama dollars here. But from my calculations, as much as I don't like these events because they're essentially getting you to spend stamina probably on stuff you don't really need to, like right now in the stage I'm at, all the pilots I want to level up and level up their Gatorade bionic tree, whatever you call it, the skill tree. I have them all pretty much maxed out, so I don't really need to farm elite stages at the moment. And then clearance op, I don't really need to farm that as much either because I'm waiting. I'm very, very close to getting to the max level 70 part where we start doing armed conquest, whatever it is. And I have all the weapons I need at the moment, so I don't really need to do clearance ops either. And frontier trials I still do because I'm still upgrading mechs, but I really don't like these events where we're forced into farming stages we don't really need. But we'll see. This does seem a little bit better than the Blazer event for that, so I'm not as annoyed yet. So anyway, we're gonna break this down into what I think is important, cosmetic, and then the money. So in terms of importance, obviously I think getting the mech, we're gonna go into that a little bit later as well. I'm still trying to find who this would actually be useful for. I have some ideas, but it's not blowing my mind, but it's something. It's free, right? Obviously the ace pledge from machinists, that's going to be a must-have. The superconductors, a must-have. I think the tickets are important, obviously, and some people might disagree, but I actually feel like the bulk vouchers as well as the bay bits, they're essentially the same thing. They're getting you fodder mechs. And right now I'm trying to rainbow my Twilight Fang, and the biggest holdup at the moment are fodder mechs. So I do actually think bulk vouchers as well as these bay bits are pretty important. So that would be my important list: the mech, the pledge, the superconductors, the tickets, all three of the tickets, and then the bay bits. I think those are important. Then obviously the cosmetics are cosmetics. The Count of Darkness, which I don't, who's it for? Wolverine. I don't even have Wolverine, but sure. A couple paint packs here and a couple emblems. If you want those, you can get them. If not, obviously those are easy to pass up. And then again, the Milkama dollars are kind of like the other, but you'll see we should actually be able to get everything. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I guess the energy containers are probably important as well. So these, I assume, are going to function the same way that our current ones do, where you use them and they give you 50 energy. The difference is these are going to expire on November 20th. So you want to make sure you use them. I've got some math on that later. We'll talk about those as well, but you can kind of use these in place of your normal energy containers that don't expire that you might want to save for the future. So it will probably be a good idea to buy those. So I'm going to pop up my little infographic here. I got to get it on. I'll look over here, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't. It's kind of tiny over there. Let me Let me grab that on my screen real quick so I don't have to strain my old man eyes. Where is it? There you are. All right, so we did this math for the Blazer event too. So this is going to be sort of similar. But essentially, again, going over those different categories, the important. So I have 49,500 for the important stuff, which is all the tickets, the mech parts, that kind of thing. And then I've got the Bay Bits on here at 30,000 for a total of 79,500. And then the emergency energy containers, another 15,000, bringing you up to a total of 94,500. So the numbers are sounding big, right? The cosmetic stuff, 10,000. The money, not including the unlimited, obviously, is 12,000. For a grand total of 116,500 video cards that you need. It sounds crazy. Over 21 days, which is the length of the event, you're going to need 5,547.48 rounding up. You're going to need to get that many video cards per day if you want to get everything. Now you're going to get 600 from your dailies. I'll pop over to that real quick just so you can see. It's similar to the fighter bags or whatever, where when you did 4 daily quests and then 8 daily quests, you got some of those fighter bags. Very similar to that. So just make sure you're doing your dailies. You're going to get 600 graphic cards per day. I guess you guys couldn't see that. Let me pop that off real quick. There you go. So clear 4, clear 8, you're going to get a total of 600. You should be doing that anyway, so it should be pretty easy to make sure you're doing that. So over the course of 21 days, that's going to get you 12,600 of those graphics cards. So the total you're going to need after those dailies is 103,900, which means you need 4,948 rounded up per day. So again, sounds like a lot. Now, looking down to the different activities that you can get these from. Now, when I did this, I was assuming we were going to need a ton. We were going to just need to farm everything a day. So this is a little excessive. So again, talking about elite battles, I personally don't really sweep them very much. I was really only sweeping them on the double rewards days or weekends, whatever it was, just to get some extras. But I'm kind of taking it slow and maybe just doing one a day just to get that a few here and there to kind of finish maxing out my characters. The characters that I actually want to level. I'm not doing it for every character. So assuming, again, this is all just my calculations, my needs, where I'm at. You're going to want to kind of take into your own situation into account. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the frontier trials, for example. But looking at the elite battles, sweeping 3 full stages per day, just I figured that was like an average thing. You might not be sweeping that much. You might be sweeping a little bit more, whatever. We're looking at 9 sweeps, which is 180 energy, which is going to get you 350 video cards per energy or per sweep, for a total of 3,150 per day if you're doing all those sweeps. Moving on to frontier trials. Now I'm going to do that on screen here real quick, but at one point, again, this is what I mean by it's going to depend on your needs, that kind of thing. At one point when I was sweeping, I was actually sweeping payback time, hold the line, or was it batten down? Either way, at one point I was sweeping 3 stages per day to try and get all my mechs that I'm trying to level up leveled up. Now, again, I'm very stingy with what I'm leveling up. I'm not leveling up all my mechs. I absolutely despise these core quests here. Leveling up 48 ST parts to level 68. I forget what that was, but that was like 12. Is that the math? 12 mechs to level 68. At most, currently, you're only ever fielding 9 for arena. So doing this, I hate this. I hate these right now. Now, we're going to get to the point where we are going to be using multiple teams potentially up to like 15 pilots slash mechs. I'll worry about that when I get there. I'm not going to go crazy leveling up, especially because I'd have to be leveling up mechs that I don't even use to do this now. I'll wait until I get those mechs and then level it up. Like once Rex comes and I pull on Rex, I can use that as one that I level up, that kind of thing. I'm not going to go crazy leveling up like A ranks and B ranks and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, this will depend on what you're doing. Right now, I'm sweeping these 2 every day. I don't really need to go back. But yeah, going back to this. So for Frontier Trials, I'm just assuming 3 full. Most of the time, if you're higher in the permit level, you're probably going to be farming at least 2 of these stages every day, and you're going to want to sweep all 4 times on those stages. So Frontier Trials, 2 full stage sweeps per day. For a total of 8 sweeps, which is going to cost you 160 energy, 350 video cards per, for a total of 2,800 per day from those Frontier Trials. Now, this one is going to vary a little bit as well. If you remember the Blazer event, I can't really show you right now because it appears to be bugged. I hope this, I don't want to click it because it might bug my game. Or not bug my game, but freeze my game. But if you clicked on these icons, it would have a list. It would show the weapons that you get from each of them, as well as how many of the currency, the Blazer currency, and now the video cards. It would show how many you're going to get. So I can't give you an exact number there because I don't want to click it and freeze my game. But you're going to get a certain amount of these video cards per boss. It might be like 100 or something like that, but it's going to end up varying, right? So for me, doing clearance ops 10, which is the one you saw on screen there, I have it at 35 energy for 3 bosses. So that 6 sweeps of that every day was going to be 210 energy spent for 300 video cards. Is that the math? I'm not going to math it. But anyway, it was 300 video cards per sweep for a total of 1,800 video cards for doing those 6 sweeps every day. So again, you're going to see this. This is a bit excessive. So total per day was 7,750 plus the 600 from dailies. Was a grand total of 8,350 video cards per day for 550 energy. So that is a lot of energy. Now, I did an energy video. If you want to go watch that, I should link it at the end or something. But you get about 400 and I want to say it was 400 and something, 430, 460, something like that energy per day. So this is fairly excessive. And again, looking back here, we only need 4,948 per day. So this is well over that. So what you could potentially do, again, if you're in my situation or whatever, I don't really need to do the elite battles. So I could actually do the Frontier Trials as well as the clearance ops, what I have here. And that was a total of 4,600, I think, which leaves us about 350 away from the daily requirement or the daily need. Which, if you're doing your dailies, you have to do an elite battle anyway. So one sweep is going to get you 350, which covers that missing bit from just doing these, right? So again, I can't do the math for everybody here. I didn't even want to do this math. This math took me way too long. So you're going to have to do a bit of your own math and kind of figure it out here. But again, looking at this, it is possible to get everything over the course of this event, over the course of these 21 days. Whereas with the Blazer event, I actually didn't get everything. I only got the important stuff because I didn't want to waste stamina doing stuff I didn't need to. I still don't want to here, but it feels like it is a little bit more viable. I still hate this event. It is, or I hate the concept of the event, just dumping stamina on stuff that you don't essentially need. It doesn't feel good. I like events like the what event was it? I don't even remember. Um, but the event where we just got to play the game and just do our normal stuff, play the game normally, and you earn the currency and you get there. I don't like this stamina dump stuff. But yeah, it is nice that they did add those emergency energy containers in there as well. It kind of helps offset some of the cost here, and you don't have to spend your non-expiring ones as much. But yeah, that's what we're looking at there. There's all the math if you care about all that math. Otherwise, just do what you want to do. Dump your stamina. Don't dump your stamina. I just figured I'd do some math here and give you guys a bit of an idea at least. Oh, sorry, I didn't put that back up, but there you go. We'll leave that up there for a second more here, just so you guys can have a quick look. But yeah, that's basically it. You can kind of, again, you can gauge your needs. If you want to get all of the stuff, you got that. If you only want to get the important stuff, you can do the math for that as well. But there you go. So now we'll look at, I guess we'll look at Pascal here. This was the other thing that was taking me a little bit to kind of get a feel for and get an idea for. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about. Looking at this, this is obviously going to be rainbowed. So this accumulator mod, the level 8 stuff, is going to be from having it rainbowed. Right now, the only way we're going to be able to rainbow it, because we can't pull, it is added to the dispatch missions. I'll show you that real quick. It's on the Glizzy one, I believe. Which one is that? This one. So Pascal has been added to the you kind of see it there. I'm not too much in the way, but it has been added to the innovative dispatch missions. So if you do want to try and max it out, you can start farming it through this. This is the one with Glizzy, whatever you want to call it, Bluebird, Diaz, and then Hella. I'm personally running this one for more Glizzy parts to try and rainbow that eventually. And especially not really seeing a fit for Pascal anywhere right now. I don't think I'm gonna do that. But yeah, currently that's the only way to max out Pascal, or to rainbow Pascal, and it's gonna take a while. So yeah, I wouldn't look too much into this, but we'll look at the max here. Before actively attacking, if distance moved is 2 tiles or less, damage plus 18%. At the end of action, immediately gains 1 AP. This effect has a 1-turn trigger interval. So there's a little cooldown there. So you're not gonna, obviously you can't put it on Frida because this is a medium mech, she's light. But if you put this on Frida in just for an example, you couldn't do like raid load and gain an AP after every action, because it does go on a 1-turn cooldown. So you wouldn't be able to benefit from that with the raid load. That'd be pretty crazy though. So not bad. Obviously you're going to see here, it is a little bit more focused on artillery, or not artillery, but tactician type stuff. However, you can't equip arm things on here. So essentially you're looking at railguns. Now, personally, I don't have any railgun users. I don't have Shawnee, which I probably wouldn't use anyway. I do have Lucia. I don't really use her. Rosa has a railgun who could potentially fit in here. I don't really know Rosa too well, but from my understanding, she doesn't really want to move a ton anyway. So this could benefit her. And again, you're going to see here with the tensor core, you're going to get a free reload on your railgun, so it could be good for her. So yeah, damage is always nice, a little bit of AP at the end too. It's got the power mod on here as well, which is going to just increase your weight / power capacity here, which again, you're going to see why this is somewhat important as well. So tensor core. Now, this was something I was looking at with Eileen. I'm not going to go into the testing that I was doing with that because it was too much. It was way too much. But at the end of action, if no movement occurred during this action, randomly loads 1 ammo from one non-exhausted weapon. So I'll try and be brief, but with Eileen, the top round in her rocket launcher magazine, it sets the ground on fire. If you don't have that top round in there, all the other rounds just do normal damage. They don't set the ground on fire. So she does have a passive that auto reloads her lowest mag. So in combination with this, you could actually be reloading both mags every turn. And you could constantly be putting out that fire on the ground every turn. I mostly use her 3x3, just the default attack on rocket launchers. I don't actually use her 5x5 at the moment, which with my testing, I might start. I'm not 100% convinced yet, but I'll have to test a bit more with it. But yeah, so with this, I was thinking of using the Pascal torso for that auto reload, and then the Pascal legs for the RTX frame, which is when there's a surplus of power. For every 50, you get an extra bit of damage. This doesn't end up working with Eileen. The rocking two rocket launchers on her shoulder, plus even giving her a golden power bank backpack to increase her power even more. She was going to get essentially zero excess, and she would get no benefit from this. So yeah, I was going to rock the torso and the legs with the Malthus arms, since you're not able to mount rocket launchers on these arms. But yeah, I don't think it's going to work out. I think I'm just better off running a full Malthus on her. We'll get more damage out of it. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, the arms are going to give you DLSS and MMA PTX. I don't know why they named them differently. Maybe just to get more buzzword NVIDIA stuff in here, but they're essentially the same thing. So stationary arm blasters. So if you did the it was like a side mission earlier on in the story, there was an NVIDIA mission where you had to go rescue this thing and then extract it or something like that. There's these big blaster things on each shoulder, and that's why you can't mount rocket launchers, missile launchers, that kind of thing. So instead, you're getting these arm blasters. So with one, you can do a 1 AP cost, 0 turn cooldown, knockback. It hits all targets in a 1x3 line, so just a straight line, and it knocks them back 2 tiles. And then if you use 2, you can do high tide with 2 of them. That are going to knock a cone of enemies back 2 tiles. So and then that's going to cost 1 extra AP. So if you need to knock stuff back, you have that option. Could be nice to give your team some space or whatever. It's maybe nice utility, but again, the problem is going to be finding a mech that, or a pilot that can take advantage of this and effectively use that kind of stuff. So again, it kind of comes down to the most obvious choices would be Shawnee or maybe Rosa, because they're both railgun users. Another thought is maybe some of the snipers. So I personally use Dana every so often. I don't have Natalie, but she could potentially fit that role too. Winston, they could potentially use this. They don't take up a ton of power with their sniper rifles, so that RTX frame of getting that extra 15% damage should be fairly easy. You then get the utility of the knockback for them. You typically don't want people up in your face as a sniper, so that could be a thing. But then they're not really going to get the benefit of the torso here with the ammo reload. So it's kind of whatever, but it could work. I have Bluebird. I'd probably just use Bluebird instead. I'm probably going to continue using Bluebird instead. So again, you can kind of see I'm not really finding a fit for Pascal right now. It just feels like a good secondary option if you don't have any other options for those pilots, right? If you don't have Exar, this could be good for Rosa. If you don't have Wolverine, I guess that's her signature. If you don't have Wolverine, you could probably use this for Shawnee. So yeah, again, it's free, cool. I just don't see personally a use for this at the moment. but I'll have to experiment more. Maybe once I get Rosa, if I get Rosa or Shawnee, I'll experiment a bit more there. Is there anything else to talk about with the event and Pascal? Not really. Yeah, not really. That's about it. So what do we want to talk about now? I guess we go into the Lorna stuff now. I think that's it. So I don't know a ton about her mech, Aglow, but I guess we could have gone through the banner there too. Where are you? Where are you, Aglow? Let's have a quick peek. Slipstream chip. This is the level 4. We'll just look at the max one here. Repair AMT plus 15%, so 15% better heals is always nice. When executing a single target repair skill, if the target's HP is below 90%, applies movement up to the target lasting for 1 turn. So again, an extra 1 movement. Sure, I guess that's cool. Not super exciting. The plus 15% repair is cool, but that movement up, I don't know how often I'd really need that. Most of my movers are light mechs anyway, and they move well enough. So I don't really see a spot where that would fit in. Now this is the level 8 one, which is urgent repair mod. When performing active repairs on a part with the lowest HP, repair AMT plus 36%. Sounds, again, 36% more healing on the lowest HP part. That's kind of nice. When performing active repairs, you can repair 1 additional destroyed part. That's kind of nice too. There's a lot of times where, I don't know, let's say my Dana is missing both of her arms, so she can't use her sniper rifle. Repairing 1 of those arms, she still can't really use it. So being able to repair additional part is nice. You got some dodge on there. That's nice too. You don't want your mechanic getting beat up, so dodging is nice. Again, there's okay stuff there, but I don't personally, as a free-to-play player, I don't see a reason to pull on this. I am not going to pull on this. Maybe you could use this as fodder if you're rich and you're pulling on this anyway. You could potentially scrap this and use these parts to put on your other healer mechs and just be better off there. But yeah, this slipstream chip, not super impressive. So I'll be skipping Aglow. However, I will be pulling on Lorna. So let's go over to her here. Why am I clicking the wrong things? Where are you? There you are. So with Lorna here, now keep in mind, she is a mechanic, machinist, whatever you want to call her, healer, but she's a little bit more support focused. So she's not going to be the huge heals that you're going to get from Melissa. She's going to function in a different way. From what I've read, from what I've seen, she's more of an accelerator. She's going to get you more AP so you can act more. She's going to be somebody you want to bring in situations where you don't really need healing. You need to just kill something as quick as you can, right? So we'll kind of look over her kit here, and then we'll do some pulls for her. Hopefully I don't go to double pity, but stay lit. Okay. When executing a single target repair skill, if the target's AP is 3 or less, it gains 1 AP. When HP is above 50%, repair code range +1. And that's probably one of these skills. Can we see this? Oh, is that the enhanced already? I assume that's the enhanced part. The code range +1, right? We'll see when we pull her, but I assume that is what the enhanced talent or whatever, what's it called? Talent enhanced. I assume that's what that is. So let's look at her kit here. So link attack, like most machinists, if not all, I'm pretty sure all. Special care passive. When executing a single target repair skill, repair AMT +10%, and additionally repairs 1 destroyed part. Always nice. More, I think Grant has something like this. So this is always nice. Again, restoring an extra part is awesome. I still don't understand this stuff. This is like the same as Link Attack, but it's named differently. We're not going to get into that, but it's like a whole different Link Attack thing. We'll just look at the abilities here. So Full Throttle, 3 AP, cooldown of 1 turn, restores HP equal to 2.3 times Manipulator Repair AMT to all parts of a single ST, can repair 1 destroyed part, also applies Limit Relief, which can trigger 1 time. Limit Relief is negates 1 instance of reattack or reattack deduction, removed after taking effect. So I'm not 100% sure how this works. I don't know if this is, there are debuffs out there. One of them that I think of off the top of my head is, I think the elite battle against William at one point, there were jammers that made it so you couldn't reattack. I don't think this would cancel that. And I haven't really seen any other debuffs that are like dispellable ones that other people have done. The only thing I can think of, and maybe it's just worded weird, is that, let's say for example, you have reattack on Sylvie, right? My Sylvie can reattack 3 times, I think it is. She attacks once and then can reattack 3 more times. This might make it where like you're capped, right? You're capped at +3 reattacks. If you use one of those reattacks and then use this limit relief, it might give you 1 extra reattack or react per turn, but I'm not 100% sure. That is something I would have to test, but that could be nice. Essentially being able to give one of your reattack type characters an extra reattack. I could use this on Frida. Frida has something where if she stays and doesn't move, if she attacks, she can reattack after 1 time. So if I use this on her, potentially she can reattack a 2nd time, but then I don't know how that would work. If I attack with her first, her turn is done, and then I heal her and do this. Does she get to go again, or do you heal her first and then this gets added on to the stack? So it prevents a deduction, right? So if you have the opportunity to reattack once and this is on her, maybe it doesn't use up that reattack. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes the words or the translation is a bit, I need to test to actually figure out, but that could actually be really good. Moving on to the bi-directional repair passive. After executing a single target repair skill, restores HP equal to 0.4 times Manipulator Repair AMT to all parts, can repair 1 destroyed part. Oh, okay, so it's just an extra heal on top. This seems like it could be pretty good too. So let's say you're missing 2 parts, right? We won't look at this yet, but let's say you're missing 2 parts. You do a single target heal that repairs a part, and then this triggers to do a bit more of a heal while also restoring an additional part as well. This could actually be pretty good. Essentially you're getting a 2nd heal with an extra repaired part, right? So it's kind of similar to this in a way. This one's just boosting your heal and repairing an extra part. This is doing a secondary weak heal while repairing an additional part. So if you have both on there, in theory, I guess you could repair 3 parts in a turn, which might be a little excessive. If there are times where my poor Emily has no arms or legs, so she could use that. But yeah, that could be pretty effective. But taking up 2 skill slots of 3 might be a bit too much. Intensive Care, another passive. After performing active repairs, grants immune to repair inhibition to all to the target, lasting for 2 turns. So that's kind of nice. It's typically against railguns where you get this, where the railgun hits you and you can't repair those targets. being able to be immune to that is kind of nice, kind of situational. I probably wouldn't have this on all the time. It's to me, in the stuff I've experienced so far, it's very niche that you're gonna run into stuff like that where it's an actual issue. So I probably wouldn't run that. Repair Grid, 2-turn cooldown, 4 cost, restores HP equal to 1.1 times repair AMT to all parts of all allies within the. Oh, this is a pretty typical one, right? The diamond pattern, right? Can repair 1 destroyed part. Also grants defensive stance, which can trigger 1 time. Minus 15% damage taken. Is that the same? I'm gonna pop out real quick here. Oh, maybe not this far. Who's got it? I think most machinists have something similar to that. She's got this. Okay, so she doesn't have the defensive thing. Where's hers? This one? Yeah. Okay, so hers is the same as Melissa's. So Lorna's here is a little bit different. Is it this one? Yeah. So it's a little bit different in that it gives defensive stance too, which is minus 15% damage taken. So you can heal your entire group and make them all take less damage, which is kind of nice. That might be something I would use as well. Again, we're gonna have to see what other stuff we have here. There's only 2 more things to fit on there, so we'll see. Pre-war preparation, another passive. At the start of an action, restores HP equal to 0.2 times manipulator repair to all parts of an ally with the lowest HP percentage within 2 adjacent tiles. Can repair 1 destroyed part. That seems pretty nice. So if she's in and around allies, she's going to automatically start her turn by healing that weaker ally. I mean, it's only 0.2 times, so it's a weak heal, but the important part here is that she can repair a destroyed part, so that's kind of nice. That might be another thing I use. But yeah, we'll see. Lastly, tactical reset, 3-turn cooldown, 4 cost, restores HP equal to 2 times manipulator repair AMT to all parts of a single ST, can repair 2 destroyed parts. Allows allies who have already taken action to act again. Okay, so that's an interesting one. So most of the time, if I'm using my Sylvie or my Frida or whatever, I will use up a lot of their AP. So making them take that action again might not be all that necessary, but there are times with Frida, for example, where maybe I've used my load raid, and that's on cooldown, and now I'm waiting for that to come back, and I'll just be doing her normal stand in place 2 AP shotgun shot, do the re-attack 2 AP shotgun shot, and I'll still have a bunch of AP left over, which then I could use this, get that turn again and be able to do the same thing again. I mean, essentially get 4 attacks out of my Frida on that turn. And especially because she has Frida again, has the restoring of AP passive. Every time she hits 12 shots, we could be getting those AP back and being ready for the next time our load raid comes off cooldown and we're still full AP ready to go. So that could actually be really nice with Frida. Could potentially work with your Sylvies and stuff, because we go back to, where is it? Was it all the way back? Where were you? You were somewhere. Was it this one? What was I thinking? What was I thinking of? Was it this? I guess this. No, wasn't there something that gave AP Oh my god, I can't remember anything. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't combo as nicely as I thought, but it was probably this. But that's a whole other ability, right? It would have to be a passive. We'll have to look at her gamma chip stuff, you know? We'll have to look at that. Oh, maybe it was the talent. There it is. Target's AP, when executing a single target repair skill, the target's AP is 3 or less, it gains 1 AP. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. I saw that out of the corner of my eye. So that's what I was thinking of. Don't get old. Don't get old. You forget everything. But yeah, that could pair well with this. So you restore that HP. They get to act again. If they have less than 3 AP, they get an extra AP, so you can actually get some extra attacks in. So this is probably something I'm for sure gonna have on her, along with this is kind of nice. So maybe that, for sure this, for sure the tactical reset, possibly pre-war preparation, possibly the repair grid, which might be a little more situational. I have to see how this limit relief works. But it is another repair. And then I have to see how this negation of deduction works. But yeah, those are probably the ones I'm looking at the most. These extra passives for repairing extra parts might be fine, but I don't know if they'll make the cut for me. So far I'm thinking full throttle, tactical reset, and maybe pre-war. But I might swap out pre-war with one of these other passives. We'll see. I'll have to do some testing, but that's my current thought. And then this, if I need big AoE heals, I might bring that in as well. So it'll be a little situational there. So let's have a little look at her chips here. These are typical. That's the link attack stuff. Performing repairs dispels a debuff. That's pretty typical for mechanics as well. More link attack stuff, AP regen, all pretty similar. Now let's look at these. Okay. Okay, I think most mechanics have very similar ones. The end of action performs passive repair on a random ally. Okay, performing active repairs can move additional 2 tiles. That's pretty typical. Okay, this might be a little different. Stay lit when executing, which is her ability, right? Her passive or her talent. When executing a single target repair skill, restores additional AP to eligible targets. Oh, this just isn't the full description. It's 1 AP, right? When executing a single target repair skill, restores additional AP to eligible targets. But that sounds like it's giving more. Was it less than 3? Man. If the target's AP is 3 or less, it gains 1 AP. Why does this seem like it's the same thing? Also works on targets with 3 AP or less. Wait. Oh, maybe it's because this is active. I need to, you know what? I need to just pull on her. I think we're seeing that because this is showing her at max level. I really wish we could preview them at not full potential, because that's throwing me off. Okay, I'm just gonna pull on her and then we'll look at stuff more. All right, here we go. Here we go, big money. Definitely not going to double pity. Here we go, here we go. Okay, dude. Shut up, Kaylin. Moving on, next. All right, here we go, here we go. Big money, big money. Totally getting her right here, right?
Hey there.
No, shut up. Shut up, Harvey. I think I need one more copy of Emily to max her out too. That would be kind of nice. Here we go. Here we go. Big money. Right here. Boom. Gold. No, just kidding.
Well,
Here we go. This one for sure. For sure. We're totally. Nope. Not beating pity yet. Next. Please don't make me double pity. Please. Please. I've been so stingy.
Hello.
Don't cuck me here. Emily? No, no Emily. Here we go. Definitely winning the 60%. Don't hong me. Don't you dare hong me.
I'm sorry.
Please don't hong me.
Joey Schmidt here. Oh, you're new around here?
Boom! We went to pity, but at least we won the 60.
Show in this area. You seem cool, but just a heads up. We're not too keen on troublemakers.
Oh, I bet you're not. All right, we're out. We're out. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. No Emily, that's okay. I'm just glad we didn't have to go to the double pity. Where's she at? There she is. Throw her on the old motherfucker tab. Okay, let's go back and look here. Here we go. Okay, this makes more sense. So, if their AP is 2 or less, gains 1 AP, then that chip thing is 3 or less. Okay. And then yeah, the when HP is above 50%, repair code range +1. Do I remember what repair code is? That just the basic? Oh, you know what? I don't think we've seen, I personally haven't seen stuff like that. I think code is just the name for like an actual skill you use, right? So that might be all repair codes, all like active cast abilities are considered, not this one, are considered codes. So I think that's all your like heal abilities, we'll call them, which is a little more generic and easier to understand. But I think all your heal skills get an extra range to them, which is fine, but I don't know if it's that excessive. So again, going back to this is nice. So now anybody with 3 or less AP is going to get that additional AP themselves. Each turn, the AP cost of the first, okay, that's on everybody. When executing a single target repair skill, increase the target's AP cap by 1. Each stack is independent and does not accumulate. Okay. When triggering Stay Lit, dispels 1 additional debuff from the target. It's nice. When executing an individual repair skill, increases turns left of each buff on the target by 1. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. So you're keeping your buffs going. Now keep in mind that is individual. It has to be a single target repair skill, so it's making me not really want to use that AoE heal as much. But yeah, that would actually be really nice as well, to accelerate your buffs and keep them going longer. So with that said, I don't know how much investment of superconductors I'm going to put into her yet, but typically with a full investment, like all 5 superconductors, most of the pilots right now, I would go, what is it, 16? Yeah, 16, 7. In terms of distribution, yeah, like this is kind of whatever. But yeah, I think I would go full 16 into her Gamma 2 for sure. That seems really nice, kind of extending those buffs, and then additional dispelling of debuffs is always nice. Yeah, so I would probably go full into her Gamma 2. Seems pretty nice. Yeah. Oh wait, let's look at this too. yeah, no, I don't think that enhanced talent is all that crazy. It's obviously situational too. They have to be above 50% to begin with, and then you get an extra range. But like, I don't usually have a problem moving my healers around to repair to begin with. And the types of situations where I use her is probably for stuff like Titan fights and stuff where we're stationary and not really moving anyway. And then on top of that, with her chips, when she's performing repairs, she can move an additional 2 tiles afterwards. So that's always nice too, to get into position to heal the next person or whatever. So I don't really feel like ascending her is all that important. Sure, the extra AP and initial AP and stuff is probably nice as well, but also probably not that necessary when you have things like this, where the first repair skill you use is going to be 1 AP cheaper, and both of the skills that I would be using aren't very expensive to begin with. This one is 3 AP, so that would cost 2, and then this one is 4 AP, so it costs 3. So yeah, like, I don't think it's really necessary. I think I'm happy with 1 copy, good enough for me. And I think that might be it. What's her? She's ranged, right? Yeah, she's more range focused. So similar to Melissa, she'd probably use like the long rifle or whatever. Could you throw a sniper rifle on them? I wonder if that'd be effective, because right now my Melissa, no, I'm using a shield in her offhand. I guess if you didn't have enough shields, it'd be fine, but yeah, I tend to put a shield in their offhand just to make them a little tankier. Yeah, light rifle, shield, probably good enough. But yeah, that is kind of it. That's kind of my thoughts on her there. I don't think she's going to replace Melissa in my everyday use, but I think she will have her uses for just, again, giving Frida an extra turn to just output more damage and just finish stuff quicker. I think she'll be solid for that kind of thing. She might replace 7 in situations where I'm using 2 healers. Arena is really the only place I'm using 2 healers right now. She might replace her there. I don't know. I hate Arena right now. That's a whole other tangent, but I hate Arena. I'm in the top rank. It's awful. It might not be as bad now because I'm getting closer to level 70, but getting absolutely ripped apart by like level 70 Hongs and Sylvies and Eileens right out of the gate, multiples of them. The most frustrating, annoying shit. But yeah, it was pretty bad when I was like level 65-ish. Or even below, and I was just getting absolutely annihilated by Sylvies and Eileens. Horrible experience. Made me not want to play Arena at all. But I think that's it. Yeah, this is gonna be a long video. I apologize if you watch this whole thing. You're a trooper. I appreciate you. But yeah, that's I think that's it. We talked about a lot of stuff there. I don't know if I should have done these as separate videos, but here we are. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.